Welcome to the Rampant Discourse YouTube channel. I'm your host, Paul Essen.
I'm Andrew Riley.
I'm Travis Hudson.
And Travis, what are we doing? I'm on pins and needles. What are we doing tonight?
It's beer.
It's not just a visual medium. You also have to say something.
But I guess people do listen to YouTube. Fine. Yes. So it is the Brewers Advent calendar from Kalia. I don't know. We're halfway through now, right? We're up to number 12.
We're halfway through once we finish this beer.
Fine. We are about to be halfway through of number 12, which is right here. To reassure people, I do chill these because my fridge is big enough to put the whole thing in.
Travis is doing a lot of work for us.
Around. All right. We have... Ooh. Whoa! This combines a Weizenbock Hell? Okay, now I'm
So
curious.
this is an interesting thing. I was very confused when I saw this as well. First of all, what a stunning purple can, right?
Also, it looks like the Zelda Hylian crest.
Hyrulean.
Hyrulean.
I never noticed a Hylian a Hyrulean. I guess I don't know.
It is a Weizenbock, which would be wheat but bocked beer, but it's hell, which means it's light, and it's this purple, bright purple can, quote, honored as one of the world's best Weizenbock beers. Like, okay, well, how many Weizenbock beers are there? This is one I've not heard of before.
A category of one. We're the best.
It's brewed by the Brauerei Ladenburger. Ladenburger right there at the bottom of the can. Comes in at a hefty 7.4 ABV. Not the highest we've ever seen, but we've been dealing with a lot of 4s, a couple of 5s. This is far and above, far and away, the highest ABV that we have hit on our cans out of this. This is going to be really exciting. I'm really curious to see where this one goes. Let me tell you.
I'm trying to center this. What does this symbol mean? I'm not showing the 7.4.
Yeah, no, that's
Show the QR code.
so.
like an explosion.
There's 3 stars in front of a Pils glass with wheat behind it, right? So I don't know what it means, but that's what those things are. And it could, maybe it's not wheat, maybe it's supposed to be barley, but that looks like wheat to me. But I don't know what that symbol means. The ALU means aluminum, throw away and recycle. Brewed and owned by Brauerei Ladenburger GmbH. Oh yeah, they're out of Neuler, Germany, which is in Baden-Württemberg, which is the state that is to the west of Bavaria, where most of our drinks have come from. So this, from what Paul is showing off, has a very high head compared to some of the other ones we've had. And it's a cloudy, which we would expect from a Hefe, with a lot more color than our last Hefe had. So it's probably been malted for longer, and possibly that's part of the Bock process as well.
It smells delicious.
I will say the video, I'm constantly disappointed by the video that I'm seeing because it does not seem to represent, I'm not, in person, this is looking very hazy, kind of light, and the head is a little different, but when I look at the video, it always looks a little darker than what I'm seeing in person.
Yeah, there's some sort of filter on all our videos or something that makes it. Although Andrew's looks the clear. Ironically, out of the fact that we can't see it
because it's invisible.
There, no, yours. I would say.
Wow,
Andrew's
what an aroma!
Yeah,
no,
I have to agree. The aroma is very intriguing.
Yeah, I love the smell of this.
It almost smells like cream soda. Right?
I can see that. I can see that. I don't necessarily agree, but I don't disagree. It's.
I hate to break through the head to even drink it.
Wow, interesting. I'm going to sit on that for a moment. So yesterday you guys gave me the research project of trying to figure out what Hausbrendel meant, and I had a suspicion already. I was able to confirm that it is just a surname. I still don't know what Brendel means. I was not able to determine that, but Hausbrendel is the surname, and it is Marie Hausbrendel, therefore, was the name of the person whose picture was on that can that we drank yesterday. And she is the grandmother of the current owner of that brewery. And so it was sort of a throwback to her. It's in her honor.
So that's a real person.
presumably a real person.
Huh.
She was a serving woman at their own tavern there, a popular figure, and his grandmother. Who doesn't love their grandmother, right?
Isn't there like a what was the Beowulf? Wasn't it the Grendel? Was that the
That was Yes, that was Grendel.
Grendel
Yeah.
and Grendel's mother. We're talking about a grandmother now. That's a little bit different.
I'm just making connections, just
Not-
asking questions.
You're asking questions, but I don't think that they're connected questions.
Oh,
You know, the first 3 Alien movies are based on Beowulf, right?
I did not. What?
that doesn't no.
I don't know if they actually are, but like my film,
just
no.
making a shit up.
No, I don't. In terms of like, I don't think the Alien movie makers set out to make it based on the Beowulf template. But my film lit teacher pointed out about like who he fights, like who Beowulf fights, kind of mirrors who Ripley is fighting as the movies escalate.
I
'Cause
do remember.
He fights Grendel, then he fights Grendel's mom, and then he fights the dragon, and that's how he dies. So he likened it to the fact that you fight the alien in the first one, then you fight the alien queen in the second one. Spoilers, and then Ripley dies. Spoilers in the third one.
But then she comes back in the fourth one, right?
A clone, or I don't know. That's the one with Winona Ryder. I never actually saw the fourth one. I own the quadrilogy, and I've never watched the fourth one.
We've had this discussion before where I feel like I don't know if the English majors is the right derogative term or whatever, but like people are always trying to stretch for like, oh, look at this connection between these great works of art and like.
You were
current
just trying to
movies
connect
and everything.
Grendel and Brendel.
That's a connection right
as
there.
my 6-year-old daughter would say, they rhyme.
Yeah. See, there you go. QED,
QED.
as the Latins would say.
What does QED stand for, Paul?
Thus it is proven.
He's not wrong, but he's wrong.
Yeah.
You know it's not wrong, but that's what it means. That's not what it stands for.
It's like quorum el decium. I don't know.
Quod est demonstrum.
I was right on the letters.
Yes, you were. All right. This 7.4 is hitting us hard off the bat.
I've had like
Just-
3 sips.
Just from smelling it.
I blame the fact that the last 2 we had were weak beers.
So this is
They
heavier
were
already.
like 4.8 and 4.7.
We weren't prepared. You are not prepared.
No, they're Pilsners are an inappropriate word. Beer.
The hells we went through in our previous episode did not prepare us.
All right,
for
so
the Weizenbock.
that brings me to another one of the things that I was commissioned to do some research on, which was what is the German word for hell, as in the place that you go for eternal damnation after making some of these jokes that we're making.
Not light, Andrew. Not light. What is?
And the German word for the place of eternal damnation is Hull. Hull.
That's fun.
Is what?
Hull.
Hul.
You go down in the hole. You fell down the hole.
Okay. HU umlaut LL.
O umlaut LLE. Hull.
Okay. They throw an L. They throw an E at the end. All right.
Yep.
I was really hoping for something a lot funnier, like I don't know, UVA, so I could say like, oh, like UVA, huh? No.
Spoken like a true techie.
Wunderland.
No.
It is underground.
I heard Wonderland, like Wunder.
Yeah, that's what I said. Wunderland. That's the joke. All right, I'm gonna drink.
What a very interesting flavor that this
This
beer
is-
has.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like a beer.
It has, again, I was going to almost say it's kind of citrusy, but it's not, right?
Well,
Like
I was
this,
almost
you
gonna
could put an orange next to this and it'd be fine, but it doesn't have citrus flavors in itself. And you do oftentimes have citrus with your Hefes. Like, a Blue Moon is an American Hefeweizen that is very frequently served with an orange slice on the rim as just a garnish because they go so well together. And I could think that would go well here, but the flavor itself isn't exactly citrus. It's close though.
it's nowhere near this. Although, actually, no. Maybe honestly, it is kind of near to sweetness. It reminds me more of something like a lambic.
I was gonna say when you first mentioned citrus, I was thinking Andrew's insane. There's no citrus taste to this, but then you mentioned orange, and I'm like, you know what? I do kind of taste the orange.
I'm gonna go a
Which is
little bit
weird.
stranger. Try banana.
So what's interesting is there's a local brewery, Jailbreak. Their Hefeweizen is a banana Hefeweizen. So now that you say that, I will try to compare it to that.
I'll be honest, I don't tend to like bananas. That's not my flavor profile that I like.
So I guess we know where this one's going for you.
Well, I also mentioned earlier, Hefeweizens are not my favorite, right? So this one has an uphill climb, but it's giving me the benefit of 7.4%. So it
Well, it's also
You might be very happy by the end of this.
so, and I'm putting everybody on the spot here, but like, where exactly is the Bock coming in?
no idea. Like, what is that?
I expected when it had the word Bock in it, I really expected this to pour way darker. Now I'm not complaining about the color. The color is actually, I don't know, kind of pretty to me, but
I imagine that it's brewed in the similar style that you would brew a Bock, which is going to be slightly different than you're going to brew either a lager or a proper dunkel, because there's a brewing process that you go through. So this is a Hefeweizen that's been brewed like a Bock, would be my guess, but I don't know. As I did the research on it, I couldn't. I found a little bit about the brewery, and I tried to look into this one. That this is their leading award-winning beer, but they didn't give me a lot of details about their brewing process for it. So that's a question I'd love to ask the brewer if I could have him sit down with him. But unfortunately, I don't think he would understand me. Although he's been to America, there was a picture of him on the website where he was holding up 2 awards that he'd won when he went to Denver, Colorado for beers. Like, so he probably speaks enough English that we probably have a conversation. But
but you didn't research also how many other Weizenbocks there are?
no, I did not look that one up. I hadn't had a look at the can at that point to know. Oh, it's one of the world's best or the world's best Weizenbock. Like, are you a category of one? I don't know. I don't know how many more there are.
And then they throw Hell on there too. I'm like, man,
Well, because it is still a light beer, right?
light. I don't know.
In color, light in color. It's not nearly as dark as. It's not a dunkel. It's not a dunkel. That's your distinction. Is it a hell or a
Well,
dunkel?
Yeah,
Because it's not a hellish lager, but it is a hell beer.
I mean, how many kilograms would you say your liter
okay.
is?
Well, I'm gonna ask a serious question now.
I asked a serious question.
Well, no, I'm wondering though, like, okay, so you drew a distinction between a Hell beer and a Helles lager.
Right.
So, apologies if you explained this on day one with our grumpy beer.
And I probably did.
What is the difference then between a Helles lager and a Hell beer?
So beers are broken down in 2 broad categories. You have hell beer and dunkel beer, light and dark. And inside of each of those, you'll have a variety of categories, and you'll have lagers or stouts or bocks. So the bocks tend to be dark beers, but this has been bocked, presumably, because it calls it a Weizenbock. And so it would typically have been a dark beer. But it's not a dark beer because it's not dark. And hell and dark, so it's light or dark.
Okay.
Is this a light beer or a dark beer? And a helles is a specific kind of lager in the hell category. So it's a light beer that is a helles lager.
So by those 2 broad categories, you're saying like a stout is a bock?
A stout is a dunkel because it's a dark beer.
Sorry, dunkel. Okay. Because I was gonna say like this, in appearance, this looks far more like what I would expect, like a Hefeweizen, which makes sense. That's where the Weizen's coming in, right? Than a Helles lager.
Correct. It's not a helles lager. It is a hell
Yeah.
beer, though.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like Travis now because ever since you mentioned banana, I'm like, ugh, all I can taste is banana. And I'm not sure I like to drink a banana. At least an alcoholic banana.
Do you like pina coladas?
Oh gosh, have you guys
I do like pina coladas.
only tangentially related? Have you guys played Alan Wake?
I have.
No, but I know a lot about it, so you're not going to ruin anything.
Yeah,
Go
when
ahead.
you're in the diner at the beginning of that game, and there's a song that plays on repeat. You put the lime in the coconut.
I'll be honest, I remember very little about Alan Wake, except that the ending made absolutely no sense in the same way that In the
I
Mouth
love
of
that game.
Madness made absolutely
I
no
know.
sense. And I remember ending it
What?
and thinking, God, Travis would love this game
I love
because it
that
makes
game.
fucking no sense. The ending is basically like, and then Alan Wake went insane because he was insane the entire time. You just played this game that made no sense, and the ending makes no sense.
What was the game?
Congratulations.
What was the game you compared it to? The first.
It's a movie, In the Mouth of Madness.
In the Mouth of Madness.
Sam Neill, Stephen King.
It's HP. It's like the best HP Lovecraft movie ever made.
Oh, it's not Stephen King?
In the Mouth of Madness is not based on Stephen King. That's
I
HP Lovecraft.
Sam Neill is, I think, the guy that I was thinking of. I recently realized that he was the same guy who was both the archaeologist in Jurassic Park.
That's true.
And the second in command on the Russian sub in The Hunt for Red October.
I think you're right.
Which
He
was like,
also,
whoa,
he was also
blew my
Event
mind.
Horizon, I think, right?
Well, I haven't seen that, so.
Ooh, he
Wasn't he? I'm pretty sure he was Event Horizon. He had a pretty strong run there in the mid '90s.
Wow, yeah. I was gonna say I can't think of very many things that Sam Neill has been in, but you guys just mentioned a bunch of really strong contenders.
And this movie that you just mentioned, I've never seen or even heard of, to the best of my knowledge.
You should not see it.
No, I think Andrew would appreciate it.
Okay, you might. You liked Brazil, didn't you?
I
So,
love
yeah,
Brazil. I was the one who
Yeah.
showed you Brazil, and you hated me for it, but
Yeah,
Sam
you should-
or I, Samurai. Ha ha. That was the main
okay. So what's
character
this name of this movie with Sam Neill?
In the Mouth of Madness.
in the Mouth of
In
Madness.
the Mouth of Madness.
Have you seen Event Horizon?
No.
I don't know if I'd recommend it, but
So in the Mouth of sorry, Event Horizon. That's Lawrence Fishburne, right?
yes, that sounds right.
And Sam Neill.
I am pretty sure. Should I just look it up now?
No.
Yeah, whatever. Like, Event Horizon has been one of those movies that I've always kind of wanted to watch because I think I might actually enjoy it, as much as it sounds like I might not. But I don't know.
Cast: Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill,
Okay.
and I don't think anybody else I've heard of. Maybe I've heard of Jason Isaacs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Isaacs is a
he
big
was
name.
Harry Potter.
Okay.
He's Lucius Malfoy.
That is true, Paul.
What? I'm trying to relate to Travis here.
Fine.
What would you say as Jason Isaacs' ultimate performance?
God, that's tough. He's so good. Scar.
In
What?
Lion King?
Yeah.
No, that was Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy.
wasn't
Sorry,
it?
yeah, that's Jeremy Irons.
Come
I am.
Come up with an anagram for Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons. All right, I'm looking at. I'm scrolling through. Oh, he was in Armageddon. That's a high quality movie. The
Wait, who is in
Patriot.
Armageddon? Jason Isaacs?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Black Hawk Down.
Wait,
Resident
what was he in
Evil.
Armageddon?
Get off your
He was-
IMDb and drink your beer.
He was Ronald Quincy. Sure.
Who the hell is that?
I don't know. He was in Peter Pan. I know that helps because there's been like a billion versions of Peter
Yeah.
Pan.
I'm not surprised at the.
He's in a movie called The Chum Scrubber. I'm gonna stop looking at his IMDb.
How the hell am I so much further into my beer than you guys? Get on it.
Hey, I'm almost done. You just had your giant ass stein that it's got like 500 kiloliters or whatever it's got in there.
Although I will tip my hand though. I don't want to drink this one fast. This one's to literally tip my thumb. Like this one's fantastic. Like
Mm. You could go two different ways with I don't want to drink this one fast. It's like,
Yeah, just leave it. I don't want to leave this one drink one fast, and you're fine.
I will agree with you, and it is different, and I do think it's something that you don't want to just like chug because
You're not
it's
going to
got
experience
a
it for sure.
very distinct flavor to it, and I'm honestly not sure how I want to rate this because it is very different, very distinct, very strong. Not necessarily enjoyable. I'm still trying to decide if it's enjoyable or not. It was just a weird thing to say considering I've drank probably 80% of it at this point. I'm still not sure if I'm having a good time drinking it or not.
just
Which
in
is a
case
little
anybody's
odd.
been curious about the past few episodes, what I'm eating is pretzels, which I feel is appropriate to be eating with German beers.
Gotta get some salt in there too. I imagine actually a pretzel would go really well right now. I would pass me a pretzel.
Wouldn't it be a
That
soft
didn't work.
pretzel is better?
What?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh,
Probably good to go either way. A soft pretzel.
Yeah, soft pretzels by definition are better than hard pretzels.
So cheeses go with wine, right? That's generally agreed upon.
Depends the wine, but generally different cheeses will go with different wines. Yes.
Oh, God, so presumptuous.
Well, no, because no, like a lot of like if you drink a dry red wine, like a I think like a Pinot Noir or something like that, you're gonna want to eat like a piece of dark chocolate or something with it instead. There are a cheese you could eat with it as well.
I'm not gonna say no to chocolate. I'm not gonna say no to cheese, to be honest. I'm not gonna say no to wine.
Because if you go to a real wine tasting, there will generally be at some point they will give you chocolate to eat with your wine.
Mm-hmm. And so pretzels are what you drink with beer?
When are you drinking a pretzel?
Or,
I mean,
sorry, you eat with the beer?
That's what they serve at Oktoberfests. That
I mean, maybe
The
around here.
celebration of the princess's marriage, as we've learned.
Wiener Schnitzel, right?
Wiener Schnitzel. That's not a pretzel. Wiener Schnitzel?
I'm saying and Wiener Schnitzel.
Oh, and Wiener Schnitzel. Okay. Yeah, and you eat the dog. Correct.
Only wiener dogs.
Andrew, are you done? You're just sitting there like looking at us with
I'm
disdain.
I'm not done. Come on. Vogue.
He's doing the Macarena.
Vogue the beer. I have a little bit left.
I don't know what the Macarena is. No judge me.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what Travis is doing over there. It's not the Macarena though.
Can you guys floss?
No.
Like the teeth or
It's
to
like-
the dance?
The dance.
Thing back and forth.
It's not that
and
hard, is it? You just like move your
Every
arms back
time
and
I
forth.
do
while
it, my
gyrating.
kids are like, "You're doing it wrong."
Wow, your kids are already making fun of you for your dance.
I
moves?
can't even dab. Like I dab backwards or something.
Isn't it just like you go like this?
Yeah, you got it. I do it backwards or something.
I don't
How
know.
do you
hold
possibly
your
do it
hand out.
backwards?
I don't know. It's like
I'm lazy.
something like that, but I end up like going this way, and it doesn't work.
Well, it's because your
First of all,
background
what you did the
disappears.
first time, this is not. Whatever you did the first time,
See,
you're doing it wrong.
I'm doing it wrong. So I don't dab, right? So, but this is like the easiest dance move in the world, and I can't even pull that off. Of course, I don't floss.
Well, so here's a question: we have kids of various ages amongst us.
Good job.
Andrew, are you still cool in the eyes of your kids?
They want to hang out with me, so I'm gonna say yes.
All right.
Okay. Did they want to hang out with you before the pandemic?
Yes.
Before they were faced with death for not hanging out with you.
I can die or hang out with dad.
Well, they're not complaining about it. Like, I'm clearly with my eldest, who is now 13. I'm not as cool as I used to be, right? But there are points where I'm still cool. At the very least, I am the gatekeeper to the coolness. Like, you want that tech? It comes through me. So
I don't know if you want to be called a gatekeeper.
for my kids, I'm totally okay being called a gatekeeper.
Yeah. Okay.
So who's the key master?
I am the one who knocks. No, that's not true. They're the one who knock.
I don't know what the metaphor
Yeah,
means.
which reference is that?
I
I was-
don't know.
I was going with the Ghostbuster reference as
Yeah, he was doing Ghostbusters.
Thought I was too, but apparently I'm not.
No, you're not. Yes, have some.
I don't even know. Oh yeah, Rick Moranis had his stupid helmet on. And
You want any pizza?
no,
Do you
thank
want some? Do I want some? Yes, have some. Yes, have some.
It's really hard to explain that joke, but yeah.
What an interesting
very-
flavor.
It's a very odd scene. Yeah.
What
but
an
it's
interesting
hilarious.
flavor.
Yeah,
How many of these episodes have we brought up Ghostbusters?
2.
I think this is only the second.
Okay.
Honestly, we've probably brought up anime more often.
Yeah, and I don't. Maybe the Ghostbusters episode was the one we lost, so who knows? Maybe this is the first
Because
one.
it's not- yeah, everyone's like, "What the hell?"
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. If we ever start talking about something and nobody knows what we're talking about, we'll
It was
just
from
talk
that
about the
last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great episode.
It was
I
the best ever.
I made a great joke about green beans being a fruit. I remember that. Man, everyone laughed.
Those were the days.
Yeah, good times.
Andrew just made an All in the Family reference.
Does that mean I'm racist now?
Among other reasons.
Paul looked like he didn't understand that. So you didn't understand the Family Guy joke. You don't understand the whole intro of Family Guy, do you?
Wait, what? No, what? What do I understand?
When Andrew said, what did he just say?
Those were the days.
All we see
Those
is
were the
violence in
days.
movies and sex on TV.
No, he said those were the days.
Yeah.
And I said, and I referenced that he made an All in the Family reference. That's like
Okay.
what the beginning of Family Guy is a spoof of.
Sure.
Okay. Just wanted to
And
make sure
and Archie Bunker's a racist. Yeah, I get this. I get pop culture.
You get pop culture from 40 years ago. That's the key.
40 years ago.
50,
That's not-
fine.
Yeah, I was
fine.
gonna
I'm
say, 40
old.
years
I
is
get
not
it.
that long.
All
Yeah.
in the Family is like 50, right?
Yeah, that's why I corrected myself.
Mama's Family,
is
come on.
more than 50 years ago, isn't
It was it was the late 60s, early 70s, so 50 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, I have concluded my beer. I don't know what more to say about it. It's
He's
really
concluded it.
It's really remarkable. The flavor profile is intense and powerful. I can absolutely see why this is a very highly regarded beer. It is a Hefeweizen, which means it's got an uphill battle for me. The alcohol content is good enough that I can feel it a little bit right now, even after just a half liter of it.
You're feeling it a little bit?
A little bit. Yeah, 7.4 is a little bit feeling it.
All right.
The can is gorgeous. The fruitiness of the notes of the aroma, really kind of impressive. This is going to be a hard one for me to come down on a thumbs up or a thumbs down on, because because of my general dislike of Hefeweizens, it's kind of in the thumbs down zone already. But there's so much to like here. And then, is it enough? Is it enough to overcome the banana? I don't like banana, right? Banana is not for me. Is this enough? I don't know yet. So tell me what you guys think.
Travis, you want to go first or you want me to go first?
This is the best beer we've had.
Oh.
I'm not good.
All right.
I'm cutting to the chase. This is the best one we've had out of this box.
Travis just likes his as high ABV as possible. That's what we determined. He just wants to get drunk. He doesn't care what it tastes like.
I don't think that that's true, but there's probably some correlation, honestly.
No, though. I mean, yes, the alcohol probably adds it does add flavor, a different flavor than like the lower ABVs. There is a taste that gets added to it, but like.
I also just to note that the fact that this is a 7.4 on a Hell, right? Usually, to get to the higher the 7 or higher ABV, you need to be malting that barley significantly, which darkens your beer significantly. So, what process are they using to get to this alcohol content on this beer? I don't know.
Black magic.
But it's remarkable.
Well, I guess true. I don't necessarily pour them all into cans, but I mean, you drink enough double IPAs and triple IPAs, you get some pretty high ABVs with a similar color. Yeah, just not even. It's not just the ABV, like the flavor profile of it, like the fact that. I don't even know if I want to nail it down to just the banana or something like that, because I won't be influenced by Andrew this time. But the fact that it had such a complex flavor to it. It wasn't just drinking yellow water like so some of these thumbs downs have been.
You often drink yellow water?
these hell's water or whatever Andrew called them. Pilsner waters.
Pilsner waters.
That's Budweiser.
Rice water.
No, but like but I mean, from the second I saw this can and it looked like I was gonna drink, like Yeah, this is the beer Link is gonna drink. when,
Link is
when-
underage. Link doesn't drink beer.
Is he?
when
He's
Link, is he?
I think in almost every iteration, he's either a kid or probably not of age.
Is this just the Japanese stereotype of the grizzled veteran who's been on the battlefield for forever is 21 though? Because you get the general and he's 21, and all the soldiers are like 15, 16 because that's who they're aiming their game at. Do you not know this trope?
Sure. I'm going to go with this. Pretty much every Legend of Zelda game, there's been Zelda love interest. And how many times has Link shown any sexual interest in Zelda?
You're asking the wrong guy. Like
He's clearly prepubescent.
he's Ace. You don't have to be.
Ace? Who's Ace?
The
Never
Bat
mind.
Hound?
The what? I'm just gonna say, like, he's an innocent, childlike hero. He is not an adult,
played the-
drinking age hero.
I don't know, but if you've played, we're going way off course. I don't know. In Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, and Breath of the Wild, he seems old enough that he could knock back a few. Because remember, it's also like medieval times. You didn't have to be 21 to drink.
Okay, but so he could be an 8-year-old drinking beers. Sure.
He's not 8.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think
I'm gonna buy the Hyrule Historia, and then we're gonna settle how old Link is supposed to be.
I'm gonna say that in almost every iteration of any Link or Legend of Zelda games, he is not older than 21.
I am error.
Yes, you are.
The worst Zelda game
That was a good game. Come on.
outside of the CDI game, whatever they were. I don't know. Anyway, Paul.
So
what did
okay,
you-
my
what did you think
thoughts.
of the beer?
I was intrigued by the beer as soon as I saw the can. Obviously, it's striking. The 7.4% ABV is impressive. The aroma was very distinctive, and even right now, as I talk about it, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to rate it. It is. I like to think of like a single word to describe a lot of these beers, and the past has been crisp or unremarkable or remarkable or whatever. This one is definitely distinctive, right? It is different. It is unlike any other beer we've had so far, and mostly I don't think I liked it, but it was so different that it was. I'm kind of intrigued. It is something I might go back to the bar and say, like, you know what, give me another one of those because I'm gonna try and experience it for some more. And yeah, I'm legitimately torn. I feel like I'm kind of between you two, maybe a little bit. I'm definitely not the whole like this is the best beer ever like Travis was. I'm probably more along Andrew's side. I will probably decide on my thumbs up or thumbs down on the count of one during the rating, which is coming up now, unless any of you have anything else to say.
Just quickly, the question is that I've asked consistently on was this a thumbs up, thumbs down, just to help myself to figure out whether this is a thumbs up or thumbs down is, would I order this again? Would I drink this again? And would I pay $2 or $3 per can for this willingly? And this one is straddling that line of I don't know still because it's too unique a beer to really quantify in those kinds of terms. And so I need to figure it out. But I have like 3 seconds, so.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Wow.
Ultimately, I have to say
it's a tie.
this is the
No, it's not a tie. Travis,
this
Andrew changed.
no. My thumb disappeared. This has been up.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I would say this is the best Hefeweizen I think I've ever had, which is why I ended up going thumbs up, because I do not typically like Hefeweizens. That doesn't mean that I don't drink them, but they're rare. I think I would be more likely to drink this Hefeweizen than any other Hefeweizen that I've previously had on my menu. I would say, yeah, bring this one back first. but it's still. I'd rather have our Wiener Lager back than this, which was also a thumbs up, but this was uniquely good, right? Not uniquely good, uniquely good.
So this is the first one. I know we always talk about like buying like whatever buying impacts. This is the first one. Like I might be googling Ladenburger and seeing if I can find out how to get more of this one.
Mm. That's that actually really drives home the point. So I'm not going to argue against you guys. Clearly, I was torn to the very end, and I will not say this is a bad beer by any stretch. It's just not necessarily to my liking. And Travis, you said you'll be googling more. I think if I had ordered this at a bar and I could easily have another one at my fingertips, I would probably go with something else. I'd probably say, you know what, just give me a Devil's Backbone Van Lager or something more comfortable and more regular and less distinctive. I will give it full credit for being super distinct and different, and I liked and appreciated that. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I drank it. I'm going to go back with something else, whether it's a light Pilsner or just a Marzen or a Vienna Lager. It's just what I like more. And it's not necessarily a fault of the beer. It's just my own personal taste. And that's why I went with the thumbs down. But, you know, if you had asked me any other day of the week, maybe I would have given it a thumbs up because I just appreciate the distinctiveness a little bit more. And
That's
so
right where I was. I can
Yeah.
totally understand that 100%. It's like this was not my favorite beer ever, but something about it is just too good to give it the thumbs down right now. But come back to it another time. Oh yeah, it's just a Hefeweizen. I don't want a Hefeweizen, and I'd be thumbs down for sure.
I
It doesn't
applaud
mean
the
it's bad.
uniqueness. Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised you're not pointing out that that's kind of been our MO. Might be the wrong word between us, but like you always accuse me of liking things just because they're different.
Mm.
I don't.
Yep.
To me, this doesn't fall in that category. Like I genuinely love this beer, but I can also see like, yeah, like it is, you know, the last hells with the lady carrying 9 beers. I'm like, it was just another hells at that point.
It
Like
was.
this
It
one,
lacked distinction, right?
yeah, I really gave this one points because it was different, but it was also different to my tastes. I can see why though. It's far enough astray that if it's not your game, it's like it's really not going to be for you.
Yeah, I mean, normally you're just a contrarian, and I make fun of you all the time for liking stupid movies that make no sense,
In the
including
Mouth
The
of Madness.
Last Jedi and In the Mouth of Madness and everything else. But in this case, I can understand it is very distinct and very different. But I can understand why people would actually like that, as opposed to movies that don't make any sense. But this one I can understand if if you just like the taste of banana a little bit more, you like the I mean honestly, I still love the aroma. Like the aroma was really intriguing to me, and if the taste was just a little bit less odd, then I probably would have given it a thumbs up. So I can't fault you for this one, and the same way I can fault you for liking In the Mouth of Madness. So, any other words, or is this the end of our probably most distinctive beer yet?
What a beautiful can.
Yeah, and we are like Travis had mentioned at the top of the hour. I don't know how long we've been running, but this we're halfway through. So I hope you've been enjoying this so far, and hope you'll join us for the next 12 days. 12 days.
12 more days.
12 more days.
12 more
12 days of
beers.
12 days of Christmas. 12 more days of beers. 12 more days of Advent. Cancel up the discourse.